Elon Musk has been saying for months that Tesla should design HVAC for homes more efficient than those on the market. If you add this to the fact that solar roof tiles are being installed on your roofs that generate energy and static Powerwall's batteries they stored in your garage, little by little, step by step, without realizing, Tesla is making more and more parts of our homes. What if Tesla started building entire houses? In this video, we're going to see in detail the Tesla home, the most advanced house in the world. Hi, this is Alejandro and welcome to the best moment in history. A house should be like a car, designed and organized like a bus or boat cabin, but what you can be proud of is having a home as functional as a typewriter itself. These words of Le Corbusier, considered the best architect of the 20th century, in which he wanted houses to be machines, were written in his book Vers une architecture, Towards a New Architecture, in 1923. Almost 100 years have passed, and what happens today when you want to build your home? That the process is slow, expensive, and it's impossible to finish the building without having many big problems. So this is the first reason why I think Tesla should make the Tesla home right now. Number one, obsolete market. When you go to buy any type of product, the purchase is fast, standardized, and you also have proven companies that support their quality. However, the design and construction of a home that involves the greatest expense that a human being can have in their entire life is a headache. First, because we generally don't have enough money. Then, because the design is limited to the talent that one or maybe several architects have who you ask for a proposal. And third, because the work is hell, slow, with unforeseen problems and therefore with budget increases. When did it happen to you that when you were going to buy a TV, at the cash register the seller tells you, look, there is a problem with the remote control and it will be $100 more. Who cares? It's not that much. In addition, our homes are not very energy efficient. They spend too much and do not generate or store energy. And what is Tesla's mission? Well, this is precisely the second reason for the Tesla home. Tesla mission. Tesla's mission is to accelerate the transition to sustainable energy. And it is true that it is putting the pieces together for both the generation of energy, solar roof, as well as for the storage, Powerwall, and the use of energy, the future HVAC system. But a house is much more. The outside walls determine in a fundamental way how much energy the house loses, and the construction of any building requires a lot of energy that, when done manually and with little standardization, it wastes so much energy and therefore money. And Tesla has already shown with the construction of its Giga and now Tera factories that it can be done better, much better. And here we move for the third reason of the Tesla home, that is, number 3, Tesla is a construction expert. On January 7, 2019, the breakground ceremony was held in Shanghai, China. Tesla said that they wanted to start delivering vehicles by the end of that year. However, it seemed impossible that a factory of this size could be built in a record time.
Elon Musk said that there is going to be Model 3s manufactured from the China plant by the end of 2019. So far, the China plant is basically an open field with some digging going on. It's harder and harder to believe that there will be Model 3s coming out of the Tesla China Gigafactory by the end of the year. But what Tesla doesn't have right now is a factory. So that's a problem.
Well, now we know that Tesla built the entire Giga Shanghai in 2019 and on December 30, 2019 delivered the first Model 3s made in China, also being 65% cheaper in capex spending per unit of capacity than the Model 3s made in USA. And now in 2020 and 2021 we have already seen this speed in Tera Berlin and Tera Austin. And in these mega hyper Tera factories, Tesla is developing with its robotaxi a technology that can be of vital importance for the Tesla home, that Please do not leave because I will explain you the reason in a while. But please, if you're liking the video, consider giving a super like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Okay, Alejandro, but in the event that Tesla makes this Tesla home, how would it be like? At least to me it seems a little silly to speak to myself. First, it will be cheap, very cheap. Elon Musk thinks with first principles, and they are the ones that have allowed him radical solutions that made SpaceX save a lot of money by making reusable rockets. But what about construction? In this field, you have a very clear example in another of Elon Musk's company, the Boring Company. When in December 17, 2016, Elon Musk, suffering one of the endless traffic jams in Los Angeles, tweeted the following: "Traffic is driving me nuts. I'm going to build a tunnel boring machine and start digging." What seemed just like a joke, it stopped being it when he tweeted again, "I'm actually going to do this." When he began to investigate how tunnel companies worked, he saw that they were obsolete, polluting industry, and he radically changed them. He has achieved an electric tunnel boring machine that is between 20 and 100 times cheaper and 15 times faster than traditional companies. But if it doesn't seem enough to you, he also saw that 15% of the cost of drilling tunnels is removing the soil. Why not to use that land for something productive? So, like we say in my city, pensate fe. He decided to make bricks with them and therefore save the transport of that land and also make the profit from the sale of these bricks that he could even pay the tunnel just from them. Dan Marham, the YouTuber of What's Inside, decided to buy the first bricks that the Boring Company has been producing. And what happened when he compared Elon Musk's 10-cent brick to other common bricks that are much more expensive? He began the durability test at different heights, and while the Boring Company brick held, the rest were breaking one by one. He increased over and over the height until only the 10-cent The Boring Company brick and the 71 reinforced concrete brick remained. Which one do you think won the contest? The reinforced concrete. Elon is a genius, but he's not Superman. But he proved that he could make materials almost 6 times cheaper and better than the competition. And here we come to the second feature of your Tesla home, instant design. In this point is where Tesla will use all the machine learning AI technology that has been developing in its robotaxis. What happens when you want an architect to make the design for you? It takes time and then you may or you may not like the proposal. What would you think if the Tesla home could make you custom designs and infinite proposals almost instantly using its neural networks? I am a not practicing architect and I admire the profession of my colleagues because it requires creativity, experience, passion, and many sleepless nights. But I'm sure that many of them will think that one thing is for a computer to win chess or even drive a car, and it's quite another thing to create art that is the only part of the human essence. At the end of the 90s, EMI, Experiments in Musical Intelligence, a music program that was learning by itself and composing music in the style of Bach, shaped the foundations of classical music. Its success was such that it led to great confrontations between active human composers who claimed that EMI could compose technically good pieces, but that they lacked soul. One of these critics was University of Oregon professor Steve Larson, who challenged EMI and proposed that professional pianists play 3 pieces, one by Bach, one by EMI, and one by Larson himself. Then the crowd would have to vote who composed each of them, and EMI would be clearly portrayed when it would be identified as the mechanical music. In October of 1997, at the University of Oregon Concert Hall, packed with musicians, students, and experts, all attendees enjoyed all 3 works. At the end of the concert, they voted. Which it was the result? Those present thought that the EMI piece was Bach's. The Bach piece had been composed by Larson, and the larson piece produced by a computer. In other words, Amy composed better than humans. Now, neural networks not only compose classical music, but also paint pictures and write poetry. They are such a great artists. But much of this advance is due to one man. Geoffrey Hinton, from a very young age, was obsessed with the functioning of the brain, investigating its physiology, its psychology, and finally found the answer in computer science. So in the 1950s, he decided to create a virtual brain. It was here that artificial intelligence was born. So obsessed with neural networks, he was working for decades with the idea that if you feed a computer with a lot of data and explain to the computer which result was correct and which was not, the computer would learn. Although some applications in the 80s and the 90s began to function as military cars that could drive alone on roads and handwriting recognition, the technology had a limit. It didn't work because they didn't have enough data nor enough computational capacity. So all these researchers abandoned the neural networks. The scientists saw clearly that these were mere illusions. All but one. Hinton continued to work on them throughout the 90s and the 2000s, when no one believed that neural networks were of any use. In the expert conferences, he was banished to the background. The rest of his colleagues treated him as an outcast. But he knew they had to work. In 2006, with the arrival of super-fast chips and the huge amount of data produced on the internet, these two components allowed Hinton to prove that his neural networks worked. In a magical way, suddenly computers began to identify what was in an image, then they recognized the voice, and Google Translator finally began to work. By 2012, words like neural networks and artificial intelligence were on everyone's lips, and Hinton had become a world star of artificial intelligence. And with this technology that it's already allowing Tesla to be the first company in the world whose cars drive alone, it will use it with a ton of data from all the architectural projects ever created, and using Dojo to train its neural networks, they will create your home. Once in the Tesla app, inside the Tesla Home menu, you will simply say your needs. The Tesla app will then quickly send you different possibilities of housing, and you will ask it to make some changes that they will be made instantly. Tesla, unlike other companies, is the ideal one to do this, since it has the experience in neural networks and also in complex production systems, such as cars. Once you've chosen the final project, it will go on to the other feature of the Tesla Home, prefabricated home. Once you accept the final design that the neural networks have made you fall in love with, Tesla will proceed to its manufacture. With Elon Musk's obsession with automation, he will create your home in his factories much faster, cheaper, and of better quality than current homes. And actually in Starbase, he is now living in a prefabricated home. In addition, its material team will continue to innovate in the best construction materials, as they have already done with the new aluminum alloy of the mega castings. And then for its implementation in the location, it will use the Tesla bot that will help finish the work with quality superiors to those of any human. It will be then in this moment that you will enjoy a home that will have the following characteristics. Independent housing. With solar tiles and power walls, you will never again have an electricity or gas bill. Probably with an intelligent rain and water vapor capture system, you will even eliminate internal water supply. But also a Starlink SpaceX network of 42,000 satellites will provide you with high-speed internet with very low latency, no matter how remote your home would be located. And this connectivity will allow your Tesla home to have the fifth feature, smart home. This term has been used for years, but right now it's only used for smart speakers or some light bulbs. The Tesla home will be the first 100 smart home ever. Just as your cars are computers on wheels, the Tesla home will be computer with walls and a roof. It is not necessary to have a lot of imagination to see that, as it happens with the Model 3, Y, S, or X, all the houses will learn from each other. With their neural system, they will train the data, and with over-the-air updates, your home will be improving over time. You just have to see that right now you can integrate your Tesla with the garage door, and if you want, when you use a smart summon, it will ask it to open the door. Or in the Model X, you get in the car by opening the door, closing it, and starting the car without you touching anything. Well, dear friend, imagine the amount of possibility that will be generated when the whole house is hyper-connected between it and you. You will get up in the morning, and when the alarm goes off, the Tesla Home app will know that you have gotten up and will raise the blinds in your room. Turn on the coffee maker and toaster, the shower will turn on with your favorite temperature and not the one of your partner, while playing the best single of your favorite group, and best of all, when you're changed and you go to the kitchen, you will have the sixth and last feature of your Tesla Home, which is your Tesla bot. For years in science fiction movies, we have dreamed of robots working for us. Well, Tesla, in its AI, they unveiled Optimus, a Tesla bot that will change your life. Tesla will make with your Tesla Home the best house ever created, that is finally the living machine that Le Corbusier dreamed of. Hi, this is Alejandro and welcome to the best moment in history. Would you like Tesla to enter the construction market? And how do you think this Tesla Home would be like? You live in the best moment in history. Enjoy! If you have enjoyed this type of content, subscribe to this channel so you won't miss videos like this one. And I recommend you to watch this other video that I made just for you. Thank you very much from the heart.